Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
and I think you leave that to the person, but I think rule of thumb it should just be divided. Like I can't stand fucking going out with people and then they trying to break down fucking taxes. Like shut the fuck up. I can't. I think that's the most annoying, uncouth thing you can do, right?
Yeah, I'm with you.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. That's just.
Life can be beautiful if you let it.
In the bowl.
Yo, 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 what do you know? Welcome to In the Bowl podcast. I'm your host, Nas.
It's your guy, tall man, live from Dubai.
And as always, In the Bowl podcast is sponsored by your nation's own #1 mobile hookah provider. Where they not only do private events, they do wholesale and distribution and take your experience to the next level. What is happening? Welcome back. What is up?
What's going on, man? It's been a while. Summer break is over. Welcome back.
Summer break is over. It's that good time of the season, and as we kick off the new season, you know, after a little break, we gotta do a little cheers.
Indeed, indeed.
You know, cheers to that.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Oh man,
yeah,
feels good, man. Feels good.
yeah, man. It's a good season. It's a good time to start the show back up. There's so much to talk about. So many interviews coming up. We just got some good shit in the thing brewing, and then or should I say, we got a lot of stuff in the bowl that we got to unpack. You know,
Exactly.
and I don't know, man. It's my favorite time of the season, to be honest. Even though I'm a summer baby, you know, it's a great season, football season. You know,
Oh yeah. We're gonna get into football season. I'm not gonna let you jump jump too high off the cliff.
but yeah, no, we'll chill for right now. But I had to start off this season real quick after a lovely win against that other HU, so I had to put that in there. You know, the yeah, that was definitely a solid one right there. So I had to call that out. But again, it's a good season, and as you can see, it's about to be fall. I think when does fall start, man? Is it the 21st or the 22nd or whenever it is? It's whatever. It's the weather is
Yeah,
adjusting properly.
that's a good question. Because I know what the calendar says, but I mean, Labor Day is always like the end of summer. So once Labor Day rolls around, it's like in my mind, it's fall already. You know,
That's
but
real. That's real.
that's the line in the sand, man. But that does feel good to be back. Shout out to the folks that were hitting us up, asking where we were, checking on our well being.
You know it.
We appreciate that. Summer was just hectic with lots of moving parts, lots of traveling, and we wanted to make sure that we could put out some quality material. So we took a step back to kind of take a deep breath, but hey, now you guys are back.
Yeah, man. What they say, we 100 miles and running. You know what I'm saying? That's what we doing. You know, we rocking and rolling. You know, and like you said, man, all this traveling. So and I know we always start off like what's been happening, what's going on, and
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm gonna start with you. How was the break? You know what I'm saying? The regrouping, the re-energizing time treated you.
Oh man, things have been crazy. I think in the last 4 weeks, I've been in three different countries, man. I had a trip out to Saudi, then I had a trip to Islamabad, then a trip to Doha or Qatar or Qatar, depending upon how you want to enunciate things. But man, all was well, man. This is my first trip to Pakistan, and I will
That
say that I enjoyed myself. I had one of the best mixed grill platters that I've had in my life. So out in the Middle East, mixed grill platters are big. With your chicken, your beef, your lamb,
Yeah.
your rice. Every now and then, you may get some lamb chops on there. But when I tell you, dog, this platter weighed at least 10 pounds.
Sweet.
It was overwhelming. I took a picture, to send back to my folks here because I know they wouldn't believe it. And the picture really didn't do it justice. But under the lamb and the chicken and the beef was like another 5 pounds of rice. So
Mm.
this thing was like I said, quite a sight, for to the eye. But I appreciate my folks out there for looking out for me and
Yeah.
exposing me to this wonderful meal. I think 2-3 weeks later, I think I'm still full, man.
That's dope.
I'm still
That's dope.
full, but it was cool though, because Islamabad is tucked away in the mountains, so the weather wise, it's like 87 degrees, which was like the perfect break.
Oh yeah, yeah.
As right now, it's still about 115, 120 degrees every day. So that 87, they're like, oh my gosh, it's so warm for this time of year. I'm like, man, this feels like wintertime. This is great.
Yeah, no, that's real. Yeah, and it's funny you say that. Me and my man, we were talking about the other day. We were talking about when you eat. I think that's the problem with the States, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? When you eat something like that overseas in another country, right? I think that
Yeah,
you can eat as much as that, you know what I'm saying, in reason. Obviously, everything's in moderation.
exactly.
But you can eat a rack of that shit and not feel like you're about to tip over because you're not full of all those additives and all those other, you know what I'm saying, things to keep the food on the shelf longer, right? So it's all the
Yeah,
preservatives, they say, right? And so I don't know, man. It's we talk about that all the time. It's like eating overseas is I'll say 1,000 times better than eating in the States, right? I mean, granted, obviously you can find your stuff, but even salad and salad dressing, right? If you ain't making it from
yeah.
whatever, you don't know what the fuck they're putting into it. So yeah, nah, I'm
Makes a
with you on that.
difference.
That's gonna make a huge difference, right?
Yeah,
You can eat crazy, right? And
yeah,
it's just the way it is out there. It's just natural.
exactly. And yeah, another adjustment is, like the portion size. Because at first, I would complain about, the size of, some of the plates I was getting, at regular establishments. We're not talking about this one-off in Islamabad, but I mean, even portion wise. Now, I was reading an article a couple of weeks ago, and they were saying, how like most American meals is really enough for two people, and you can save that and take it home, but we like to finish it all. So I mean, it's a whole lot surrounding, the I don't want to say the dietary aspects, but
Yeah,
just, I mean, going out to eat, at home versus, when you're traveling abroad, it's a huge difference, man.
that's real. And speaking of that, right? I got two questions to ask, right? And we ain't hopping into the topics at night because I definitely got some opinions for today. I definitely got some shit to get off my chest. But when you think about it, right? I was talking to my folks, and we was talking about like when they go out to eat, right? And you go to
Okay.
some restaurants, like even ain't going to like a topless spot or some shit like that. I'm talking about like one of them hearty meals or whatever you may go to, obviously where they have like larger portions. Do you think it's considered being cheap if you split a meal, right? So, say I don't know, say wherever you may go, right, and say when you
Okay.
know the portions are going to be large, you know, is it cheap if you sit there and be like, all right, I'm gonna get an appetizer, or we can get two appetizers, and then we can get one entree, but just split it on two plates? Is that considered being cheap?
No, I have two opinions on that. I think one is the perfect idea because I know I'll speak from a lunch perspective first. When we go out to lunch at work, a team and I, that's how we eat. We order, family style meals and everybody just picks off of it and we go. And that's how you make the dollar stretch and you get a good taste of a good sample of everything
Yeah,
versus, just being boxed into to one dish.
yeah,
So I'm cool with it from that side. But even, when my lady and I, when we go out, it's like sometimes, we may split a dish and it's not, being cheap. It's like, all right, look, I'm really not that hungry, or let's go ahead, let's get this and let's split it. And then if we want something else, then we get something else. But at least
Yeah,
you're not stuck with a whole bunch of, food on the table. And, you're not trying to, get a to go or take away and walking around the rest of the night with a, box of food. Or you're not wasting, money on food that you left at the table. So I
yeah.
think that's perfectly acceptable.
No, that's real. That's real. 'Cause I know for me, like my biggest thing is like even when I go out to eat, of course, I'm gonna try to find the best meal I can get, right? And sometimes
Yeah.
obviously it doesn't work if two people don't eat the same things, right? But I kind of established like there's certain things we don't eat at this house, so we normally would eat something around the same thing that both folks would like. But my biggest part of the bill is always drinks. You know what I'm saying? Like if I didn't drink, what I'm saying, I don't think anyone's bill would be, what I'm saying, crazy or not.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd rather do, what I'm saying, I do more of the lot of water, should I say. You can't see it, but I'm winking. You know what I'm saying? You do a lot of water, and that's kind of what creeps that bill up. You know what I'm saying? That's probably like 78% of my bill.
Yeah, and there was a conversation about that, not too long ago, with going out in groups, and how that should be handled. I mean, if you got seven people, should seven people just, split the bill
Yeah,
instead of sitting here trying to, itemize everything and breaking out the calculator, at the end of the night.
yeah,
And I know a lot of the conversation was centered around like going out for someone's birthday, and that's how the conversation kind of kicked off.
yeah,
Whether you should just be splitting the bill or trying to itemize, and people who come in and try to get like a Caesar salad and like, oh well, I just had just a salad, so I'm only gonna pay like $12 towards, versus 25 of me splitting the bill. But I mean,
yeah.
what are your thoughts on that? Do you think that when you go out with a group of people, and we're not going to talk about, like if there's a large, alcohol bill. We'll just stick to the food to keep it simple.
Yeah.
But do you think that, it's easier to just go ahead and divide the bill by the number of people there, or should folks be itemizing and trying to nickel and dime for what they had and what they did not have?
I got two feelings on that, right? Multiple feelings. I feel that if you're on like a double date, triple date, whatever it is, right? It's whatever it is.
Okay.
I think, quite honestly, it should kind of be expected that the bill should be divided kind of just in half, right? It should be if it's two
Yeah.
couples, whoever is paying, it should only be two cards that get put out, and you kind of split it from there. I know, like, we're only talking about food. I know some people feel different about like the non-drinkers and someone who may drink a lot, and they both go out.
Yeah.
Who makes orders 5 drinks, then they're like, no, I'm gonna pay for the drinks. But I think at an etiquette, the individual who had the 5 drinks, she'd be like, put the 5 drinks on my tab and keep it moving. I get that, right? But
Exactly. Exactly.
and I think you leave it up to the person. But I think rule of thumb, it should just be divided. Like I can't stand fucking going out with people and then they trying to break down fucking taxes. Like, shut the fuck up. I can't. I think that's the most annoying, uncouth thing you can do, right?
Yeah, I'm with you.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I just can't get down with that, right? And plus that also does, I'm not gonna lie. If you do go out with me, I'm not gonna lie, I will judge. I'll probably talk about you on the way home. I will probably be pillow talking about you the next day as well, because that just fucking gets under my skin. And it gets to the
Yeah.
point where you're
Yeah.
like, you know what? I'm not going back out with the individual, or I will go back out with them, but what we'll do is we'll just meet at a bar and, I get my drinks, you get your drinks, and, what I'm saying, I'll take care of my half, you take care of your half, and you on separate tabs, and you keep it moving,
Yeah.
right? Again, you can't
Exactly.
change folks. Like, one thing I do believe in, I think a lot of people get mad at other folks, and it's like, why get mad at them, right? It's just like, now I just know how to handle you, right? I know who you are,
Exactly.
like, when you do that, I'm not gonna lie, I probably will judge a lot more of your life for who you are. Like, oh, that makes sense. What kind of person this is, right? And like they say, the first sign they show you, believe them, you know.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
But on the other hand, on birthday parties, I'm not gonna lie. I think it should be a conversation, especially if you're the guest or you're the plus one of the party, and that's just not even on the sexist world, whatever it is. The
Hmm.
guy's gonna pay because his girl's friend, his girl or his girl friends are having a dinner party, and they're bringing their others, and they're going to a birthday party that's, let's say, like 10 people, a large group. I'll be honest, man. It's like I think you should have that conversation. You could go in and be like, "Look, man, I'm about to go in here and just chill, or whatever." But I think that should be like a pre-notion. Now, if you eating and drinking with the rest of them, and what I'm saying, it's your folks, I think he should kind of chip in, and it is
Yeah.
what it is. But that's where it just gets dicey, right? It gets to the point to where it's I don't know. Like there's this, like you said, there's a story I saw about these folks that went to a birthday party. It was like 15 of them.
Okay.
Bill came up to like, let's say like 46 or like $5,000. You know what I'm saying? And they were having a problem of like paying the bill, talking about I had to order an appetizer and one drink. I'm not about to this $5,000 bill with all 15 of y'all because I didn't add up. I'm on the fence, right? It's like one,
Yeah.
she just met up with them later at the bar, you know, or that should kind of be established and be like, yeah, just put my joint aside, especially, or just show up late and be like, you know what, hey, just tell the waiter on the side, put my shit on the side, don't even worry about it. You know what I'm saying? What's keep moving, and you could probably throw in a good 20, 30. You know what I'm saying, to the birthday folks. I think that's only fair. But other than that, I think it just depends on the situation. Like if I'm the plus
Yeah.
one, I'm not about to say and be paying for all these folks to be, you know, eating. But
Yeah.
if it's a date and it's a double date, triple date, quadruple date, whatever that is, it should just be split. It should just be split
Yeah.
in half, whether it's in thirds, whether it's in fourths, fifths, whatever it is. That should just be split. But I think those conversations should kind of be had, and I think it depends on the situation. So I'm not gonna lie. Again, I will judge you if if it's a situation and you sitting there talking about, well, hold on, I don't like to give 20% of the tip. I'm only going to give 13%. You start pulling out calculators and shit. It's like, nah, fuck, move the decimal over. That's all you gotta do. Just move the decimal over. Keep shit fuck,
Yeah.
and times it by two. That's all you gotta do. Move the decimal over and times it by two, and you're good. So that's a little
Nah, I mean,
y'all. So
you're right though. I think it's definitely based on, different, situations, different scenarios. It's not a one size, fits all. Because, I have seen situations where, I kind of watch the room. You'll see, certain people like, grab the waiter or the waitress and like, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and cash out. I had X, 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 and Y,
yeah,
and they'll pay their bill and leave a tip. So that way, they're out of it. I'm like, I kind of understand that because I mean, if you really didn't come for the turn up and you see where things are going, and you know what your finances are. You're not going to sit here and overextend yourself.
that's true.
I'm like, hey, I get it. I'm not going to knock it, but yeah, it definitely is. You're right. That definitely conversations, kind of should be had up front, especially if you have a group that's really mixed. Where you may have, heavy drinkers or folks that like to, get their tomahawk steak, and
Yeah,
folks that like to order the side salad. You probably want to have in a group chat, a little discussion of how things going to play out, so folks aren't caught off guard.
yeah, and if y'all friends, you should be able to have that conversation. But then also, like I said, if you can't go out, don't overextend yourself. Don't what they say, you don't gotta be on every ship that leaves the harbor. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
So you can't make it. It happens. Send your love, and life goes on. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a big part of that conversation. But I was always wondering that, like, what is that rule of thumb? Because I've noticed some people don't think alike. Even like when you go over
Yeah.
houses, a lot of people like to lock up their good liquor and shit like that. Or you got over and brings the cheap shit and wants to drink all your good shit, and you be like, come on now, like, don't bring shit over. Like, again, you may not like what I gotta say on this entire episode, but I got a lot of opinions what I'm about to say. if you come over, don't bring over shit that you don't like to drink. Don't bring open an already open bottle.
Oh,
And
yeah,
do
man.
not, if you bring something over, I don't give a fuck if it's a corner left. I don't care if it's just tapped open. Don't take the bottle home. Leave the bottle. Like, just cough that up. And again, if you can't play, then don't, you know what I'm saying? Just, if you can't pay, don't play. So that's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? It's etiquette. We're doing etiquette today, right? It's
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you. I mean, the only reason you should be leaving with a bottle is if you're at a cabaret.
well, that
But
should
if
be
you
right.
are,
Yeah,
but if you are at a house function, whatever you bring, you just donate that to the bar. You should not be going back home with, like you said, especially if you leave with a corner, someone should knock that bottle out your hand
facts.
because
I hope
there's no
you, I hope you,
reason.
I hope you trip down the stairs and the fucking bottle cracks. You know what I'm saying? I hope you trip down the stairs and the bottle just breaks and you're just like, fuck. That's what I.
Yeah, because that's a serious violation right there. You definitely shouldn't do that. And something else that I noticed that really, I'm not gonna say it got under my skin, but it just it annoyed me, and it goes back to dentistry. And yeah, I may have just made that word up, and if I didn't, and it is a word, cool, we'll go with it.
I
But
mean,
these veneers that everybody's getting, why does everybody have the same teeth? Everybody looks the exact same with the same teeth. That is
yeah,
annoying to me, man.
yeah. I don't get it, right? I get it if you have a tooth or teeth, whatever issue. But you know what I'm saying? I feel that yeah, these veneers are getting out of hand, man. Like I just don't get it. It's to me personally, I think it's like someone getting a BBL with fucking toothpicks as legs, right? It's like shit does not fucking add up. The teeth don't fit your mouth. You know,
Yeah,
it's just floss and take care of your grill. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do it.
facts.
I don't get the veneer thing. I don't get the modification thing on that. It's just I will sit there and say I feel like I've been blessed and fortunate to have a decent smile. Never had to wear braces and shit like that. So I can't look at it from the other lens. But that whole veneer thing, shaving of the teeth and all that other shit, like I don't even know why you do that shit.
And then it's temporary, right? Because like after like 5 or 7 years or
It
ten
turn
years or
yellow.
something like that, yeah, you got to go back again. And like I said, man, I don't get it. I mean, the Invisaligns, the braces, all that stuff. I was like, you trying to straighten your natural teeth? I
Mm,
get it. But now when everybody starts wearing these chiclets, and what was crazy is they are like super bright white, so they stand out.
yeah.
And then, like you said, when people are getting the XLs when they really should have the mediums or the larges, it's just I don't know, man. That really it really angers me. It gets under my skin.
That shit don't
I'm
even
tired
fit
of
your
it.
that shit don't even fit your jaw. Pause.
No.
Pause. But yeah, nah, man. That shit ridiculous though. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't get
Yeah.
that. I think you should just be, what I'm saying, organic. If you can be, and I get it. There's some people that have to get some, reconstructive surgery and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
And I
Yeah,
get
I get that.
right. I won't knock you for that, but I just don't see it, man. It's just like that one Bama who, like put the extensions, spent $80,000 on extensions of his legs. I don't fucking get it.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm with you.
I don't get it, and it's like it's I get it, like sex sells and all that shit, and so you trying to do stuff to attract the opposite sex or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You into, but that shit does not make fucking sense. Does not make sense. And speaking of that, I just feel like I'll get to my point in a minute, but I just feel that it don't make. I don't know, man. I can't. I got a problem with that. And again, if you need it, I get it. I can't be bought into that.
Nah, man. Like I said, I'm with you. I mean, that's one of the things that I noticed because I was watching, more interviews and more TV in the downtime and flights watching different things. I was like, man, everybody has the same
Everyone.
set of teeth.
And I don't know, man. Like you said, just watching TV and just doing this downtime, getting personal shit together and all this other good stuff. I gotta get this off my chest, man. There's two things that are on my chest right now, and there's a particular airline I gotta talk about. Whether we talked about it before or not, I gotta bring shit back.
Oh man, yeah, hey, let's do it.
So there's an airline that's colors are they reflect a yellow jacket, right? I won't say their name. But you can always tell when you're about to go into that concourse, though. Every airport has particular concourses where
Yeah.
certain planes fly into. You can always tell which concourse you're about to go into. You know what I'm saying? Like in this yellow jacket concourse, I never seen so many dudes wear fucking satin bonnets in my fucking life.
Whoa, 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 whoa! You said dudes and satin bonnets, correct?
I'm not even getting on the females. Like I'm not even getting on that. Like I can't tell how folks raise their daughters. I can't get into all that. But I just don't get how these dudes be wearing satin bonnets in the fucking hair. And I just don't get it. But then, they may have some chick on their arm or whatever. I don't get it. It shit just blows my mind. Not even talking about the quality of their chick or anything like that. I don't give a fuck if she's a 2 or a 12. What the fuck do you respect? And if you wear a bonnet, what I'm saying, please leave a comment, be mad, be upset, whatever. It's my opinion. Please chime in. Tell me why you wear a bonnet. But stop fucking wearing, like, this bonnet thing is blowing my mind. I just don't get it. And I just think it's like the sign of the way civilization is. I think this folks are just getting softer. And the reason why I say even softer, even though like crime and all that shit's going up, is because crime's going up doesn't mean, folks are getting tougher. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers are just shooting now. They ain't even fighting no more. Right?
Nah, you're right about that.
So that's what you're doing, right? And so everyone looks tough with a gun, you know what I'm saying, or whatever it is. But I don't know, man. Motherfuckers just I think it's as you see this. And I was thinking about it the other day, as technology is getting better, people are getting worse.
Oh, that's 100% accurate.
And it just blows my mind. Like I just keep seeing motherfuckers in bonnets and fucking crew socks and Crocs. It's just pissing me the fuck off. Like,
but let me ask you a question. So, are you sure it's a bonnet and it's not like a baggy do rag, just untied? It could be. So it's a bonnet. The dudes are wearing.
The edges have the crunch, the what's the crinkly shit, whatever you call
the elastic.
The elastic. The crinkly edges. You got the crinkly edges, so it's like girls up. It's a live fucking bonnet.
Wow. Yeah, that's different, man. I definitely haven't seen that one yet. That's wow.
I'm telling you.
I'm at loss for words.
I'm trying to tell you, man, it judges every time I go into this fucking concourse. Like, I go in these concourses and I'm like, I don't know why the fuck I'm doing this. Granted, it may be easy. I'm going for a day trip real quick. Whoop-de-whoop. I'm telling you, if I keep seeing these fucking bonnets, man, I'm going to have a problem. Like, I'm going to sit there and just be like, you know what? Something got to be addressed. You know what I'm saying? And,
yeah.
And please don't ever get smacked out by a nigga in a bonnet. Please don't ever do that.
Yeah.
That's
not gonna.
That'd be a problem. But like I said, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. This bonnet thing's getting out of hand, and it's it's blowing my mind. Like even growing up, you know what I'm saying? When I did have my, I want to make sure we do acknowledge this. When I did have my hang time and all that good shit, I would wear a do-rag or whatever, but I wasn't allowed to wear my do-rag out the house. Like, nah, no do-rags out the house. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things I just don't wear outside the house, but now we stretching to wearing bonnets.
Yeah.
What makes you click the button and say purchase now?
Mm.
Like it throws me off.
But you know, I think that this whole bonnet situation, I think it really took off during COVID. Because I think, you know, during COVID, you know, and it's just my opinion. I think, you know, I mean, folks were, you know, in the house so long that folks just got really comfortable, you know, because I know before COVID, you know, you would see, you know, every now and then you see somebody in pajamas and a bonnet or a scarf, you know, going to the you know Target to the grocery store. But now I think that the bonnet and pajamas have almost become I don't want to say standard, but it's becoming more common practice. You know, with you know folks that are flying. Now I get you know if you go into a wedding, you just got your hair done, you got your curls up. You know, I respect that because I understand that because you have a reason for why you're doing it. But if this is just like your everyday, this is what I'm doing out here. I'm just rocking it because you know I want to rock it. That you know I kind of
But you
uh,
said something, right? I think, and I keep telling people this too, right? When somebody says something to you, you got to really dissect the words, right? You just said when they got their curls up. So one, I think you're changing the conversation, right? Unless you're kinky, or you know what I'm saying, you know, unless you got a perm and you think you big worm or some shit like that, and you walk
hey,
around raw.
big worm.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to figure out who the fuck got curls, one. You know what I'm saying? And two, you know, it's just it gets to that point to where, you know, for ladies, I'm not gonna lie, you know, I'm not really even if you got your hair done, whatever it may be, if you wear a bonnet to Target, well, I don't give a fuck what it is. I'm not gonna lie. I am judging you and I'm like, yeah, outside is not fun outside anymore. Like it's just like I'm good. I'm good at not having to be outside because I just don't. I don't know, man. It's just I just don't think you should go out with a bonnet. That's just my opinion. If you wear a bonnet, you wear a bonnet. I'm saying if you're a female, you wear a bonnet when you go outside to the gas station or this, that, and the third. You know, I just whatever. You know, but I just ain't fucking with it. Just ain't fucking with it. It's. I know that I am not approaching anybody. Well, period. But in my older days, in my younger days, I say, you know, I'm not approaching anybody who got a fucking bonnet. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, I just don't know. Like to me, I do judge, and it's fucked up. Judge me for cover. But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
I am not going to sit there and be like, this person can probably bring value to my life. I will judge you.
Hey man, I mean we all have our opinions, you know. So I like I said, you know, I can't knock you. You know, I hear you. I receive your words.
Yeah, I'm adamant on it too. So I'm not gonna lie. If you are one of my folks and we hang out on a regular, I'm telling you right now, none of my guys who I've ever seen walk out the house do. I'm telling you right now, our friendship would definitely be on the question, and you would be back on the block of the person who likes to split taxes at a check. So you fall into that box, right? That's where you fall into. That's who you are. I will judge you as that. I will look at you like that, and we will have to reevaluate. You know what circle you in.
Hey, fair enough, man.
You know that's just where I'm at. But then, like I said, we're talking about this opinion thing and people's looks, man. We gotta talk about Sexy Red. I know we
Oh
don't really
boy.
talk about. I know
All
we.
right, all right.
I, I know we don't really talk about like get names and stuff like that and try to really point folks out. And I'm pretty sure I feel confident a lot of people, you know, probably may feel the same way.
Okay.
And I also don't believe in calling people ugly. I don't believe in everyone. This beauty's in the eyes of the beholder, right?
All right.
But that is one unattractive person. And you know what? And we don't have to go off of physical looks. We just go off like the image that this individual that she portrays, right? And I was riding in the car the other day and I had the radio on. And this is why I don't listen to the fucking radio. But they played, you know, I guess Philly's about to have their summer jam or whatever,
Okay.
Powerhouse. And they were playing some back to back songs. And I just rather wrote I just wanted to ride in silence. I listened to the radio for 7 minutes because the Bluetooth wasn't working. So
Mm.
connected. And so I had to listen to the radio and I had to put that shit on mute. I just don't get it. Like if you just listen to the words, because now we start getting to the music and like I said, the image they portray. And I'm gonna go on physical looks and all that other stuff. But for me personally, I do feel that this individual looks like they smell. The hygiene, like I don't know. There's so many opinions I got on this person, and I don't even like judge people like that. But when I listen to the words, it just makes like at first I was like whatever, anybody, because I fucking hate the new music. The new music, honestly, I don't know what the fuck they're saying. You know, I've listened to some of these interviews. They perked up. You know, they're on Xannies and shit like that. You sound, it's just I just sit there and I'm like, what the fuck? And me having a little one now, you're just like, especially having a daughter, you're just like, what
Yeah.
the fuck is going on? Like this is a new battle I have to fight, right? It's not even screen time like that. It's just it's shit that they see just walking around and sagging of the pants, doing this, doing that, and these female rappers, I think all they do. All folks. I don't know. It's hard because I think someone could try to say that's what we talk about all the time about, the baddest joint, this, that, and the third. So I can see an argument
Yeah.
size of what
Yeah.
to say, but I'm trying to figure out how Sexy Red is fucking walking around saying, what did she say? My booty's fat and my whatever is brown. I don't know what the fuck she said, but I was sitting there like, what the fuck? And then I was just sitting there like, this is the type of shit that's being portrayed out there in society now. This is what's being taught, and people are bumping
Yeah.
music, and I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck are y'all listening to? I don't know, man. I have a very just
Yeah.
I'm just not really happy with society at this moment.
I had a similar conversation yesterday in the truck, and I had to ask myself, I was like, Am I getting old?" Because, I was listening to some music and I'm like, this makes no sense. This is gibberish. It's incoherent. It's druggy music. And I had to step back for a second. 'Cause I was like, you know what? I understand, my lane. I understand, what I like. And I'm so glad that, we do have these other alternatives, for music to where, you can have whatever streaming app you have, not
Yeah,
shouting out nobody,
yeah.
but that you can kind of curate your playlist because uh, 20 years ago, it was either the radio or CD, so I mean, you were very
LimeWire.
limited, to what you could do, especially, while driving, or moving around, so, but I just had to check out of certain things because I was like, you know what, this isn't for me.
Yeah,
And I thought back. I was like, all right, well, I know when hip hop, first started, how people thought it was going to be a fad, and now, it's been 50 years. Once again, happy birthday to hip hop. 50
you
years.
know,
That's a
no,
big accomplishment. But I just had to just say, yeah, this ain't the answer. This ain't it. Because like I said, I don't understand, what's being said, what's going on. That's like, well, am I old? I don't feel old, but I know, it's definitely not for me. But I mean, you're right. I mean, the images that it's portraying and, what's leading, and especially when things on terrestrial radio, and you have kids who are coming up who are being influenced by that. I mean, it's definitely a slippery slope, but yeah, I mean, the music
This,
has totally changed, man. And it's crazy because I was when I was in Saudi, one of my buddies was out there. And the whole time that we were, moving around, on the road with music on, we were playing like a 90s playlist. And I was
yeah,
like, man, every song that came on, I'm
your
with it.
favorite.
I'm like, you know what? If
Your
that's
favorite.
what I need to stick with, yeah, that's what I'm gonna stick with. But yeah, this new stuff, yeah, it's not for me.
This
Not
motherfucker said,
I'm not gonna knock it that
I,
much, but
I'm fucking knocking. This motherfucker said, I'm riding them around in Benz, but I'm still dirty. What the fuck? Shut. I hear you. Stop. Stop. Like, like it's yeah, I'm riding around in bills, but I'm still dirty. Like, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? But then you use that as like part of your hook. I'm trying to tell you, I don't know, man. Like this music is just like, you know how mad I would be if someone played that like this part of their playlist up and down the highway, like on a road trip. I'd be like, man, get the fuck out. I'm dropping you off at
oh
the rest stop.
yeah, yeah, I jump out the car, man. It's too many ride share services now for me
Too
to
many
sit
rides.
there.
Get a fucking get one of those free ride cards. Do something. Bring one of those for the day, but do not fucking no. And
Oh man, I'll hop on a city bike and ride down 495 before I subject myself to that nonsense, man.
hey, man, the realest shit. Like I couldn't do it, man. I had to turn the radio off, and I felt like the best thing to do there is just get into my thoughts. Right? I'm gonna meditate for this ride because I can't listen to it. And so yeah, I don't know, man. I think, and again, like I said, I don't think it's always just from a physical side. I think also from what you say. I think from your character and all that stuff and the image that you portray. I think that plays a part in individual's attractiveness, right? And so
Yeah,
with that part of it, it's like, what the fuck are you saying? Like, I couldn't sit down and have a table conversation with you,
yeah, no, I'm
dinner
with you, man.
conversation with you. Like, what are we talking about, right? And again, it goes back to this bonnet thing outside. I mean, granted, it's my opinion, and if you feel some type of way, I can't really help that. But please let me know. If I offended you, again, I can't help that. I'm controlling my delivery, but I still mean what I say. But nah, I just because like I said, like I was even when I was walking through the airport, I was just thinking to myself, I was like, thank God I ain't gotta be outside. Thank God I ain't gotta. Nah, I'm good where I'm at.
No, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Before this show gets away from us, I guess we need to go ahead and jump into this NFL recap, man. Especially talking about the NFC East. So
You
since
know,
you're sitting high up on the mountain right now, I'm gonna let you go ahead and lead off with the sports report.
if you think you fucking with the Cowboys defense, stop drinking whatever you're drinking. I'm telling you right now. As a Cowboys fan, I will sit there and say right now, it's gonna be a tough one. It's crazy how even in the NFC East, a lot of folks is about to a lot of like the main games don't happen until later in the season.
Yeah.
So they got all these, off division games right now. But man, I'm telling you right now, dude, Cowboys ain't nothing to fuck with. I will sit there and say, I mean, win on that one. You just saw that one against the Jets. We'll talk about that later.
Oh, banged up Jets, man.
I hear you. I hear you. Hey, that ain't my issue, right? That's something that's between them and the Lord. That shit ain't got nothing to do with me. Eagles, Commanders. I mean, yeah, I think y'all came back and I was surprised y'all pulled out a little win, but yeah, I call it a little win. I'm really not really worried about too many folks in the NFC East. Maybe the Eagles, but again, I haven't seen it. Now I will sit there and say, as an honest fan, I'm glad my man Pollard's starting. It's about time. I've been saying that for the last couple years. Um, Dak, unfortunately, I think they put something inside like the quarterback's like locker or some shit, like, or they give like, a different kind of, I don't know what the fuck they give them. But for some reason, man, on paper, man, they're tough. They are tough. They are tough. They are tough. But they get on that field, and it's like whatever they put in there, it activates as soon as they touch that field. And it's just like, what are you doing? Just this numbskull stuff, right? So that's where I'm at. I know there's quite a few teams that were surprised to be 0-2. I think a lot of folks thought that Denver was going to be a little bit better.
Yeah,
They thought
yeah,
that would be solid, but NFC East is where it's at right now. NFC East, what was that like? What, I don't know, maybe like 7, maybe 8 years ago. I don't know. NFC East was just not really true contenders.
no, no, it was a drought, because back in the day, the NFC East used to be, something to be feared. And I always say that, when NFC East teams play each other, records don't matter because there have been seasons when, the teams in Dallas, they were on a high and they came to Washington and lost, and vice versa. I mean, it's gone, both ways. But I mean, they're always competitors. But I think the tables are turning. And Washington, I'm happy that
Yeah.
we have new ownership. For a while, I kept saying that's been the only consistent
Yeah.
thing that it was, causing our demise was, from the top.
Yeah.
So far, I'm impressed with what I'm seeing this far. Still some work to go, but at the same time, I mean, it's still very early in the season. I mean, we're 2 games in, so I don't have any high expectations on anyone at this point because
Right.
already in the first 2 weeks we've seen a number of injuries. With folks going down and significant players out. I mean,
Yeah.
we talk about the Jets. I mean, Aaron Rodgers played for
Played
what, 75 seconds?
75 seconds, and this man is out. You know what I'm saying? And shit, they did the whole Hard Knocks because of him. He's out.
Crazy.
Completely out. So I don't know, man. I think it's I don't know. That's where football, but I will sit there and say it's also fantasy football season as well. Obviously,
Yeah.
football. Do you know how good it feels that your real team in real life is 2-0, and your fantasy team is 2-0? Now you
Oh
know that's some
man.
good shit. You know that's a great Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm definitely not on that same page right now. First of all, I need to have a conversation with the rest of my league because our draft for me is at 3 o'clock in the morning. On Sundays. I'm like, all right, we need to bump this thing up or push it back a little bit. But that's no excuse. But I did have Aaron Rodgers. So I was blown. Because of
Mm,
course when the game took place, I'm asleep. So I wake up, I'm like, what? This dude laid an egg? What happened here? So,
yeah,
I got a little chip on my shoulder, behind that. But
bro.
we made some moves, so we're gonna turn around. Just like last year. I mean, we started off kind of slow with the time difference and we made it around for the playoffs, so hopefully we get on that same stride. In week 3, we get back to what we need to be doing.
I don't know, man. I'm on this high horse right now, so I'm feeling good, man. But I'm keeping it quiet inside the chats, right? Because I'm not trying to jinx it. So I'm gonna sit there and say we're off to a good start. Football season's here. Pumpkin season. It's Halloween. You know what I'm saying? It's the pumpkin patches. It's the, you know, it's this is my favorite season, right? It's just weather's mild, folks chilling, borderline hoodie weather. It's a good time.
Yeah, man. Hey, well, you like I said, you enjoy it right now, because I'm glad that you are. I don't want to say a modest, Cowboy fan, because you know how y'all do, man. Every season, preseason, y'all going to the Super Bowl and this and that, So I like how you you're confident, but you're not overly cocky right now. So I do salute you for that. That's big coming from a Cowboy fan, you know. So I
It
do
is
acknowledge that.
it is tough, and I will sit there and say, we just say, and like I said, I had the joy. It was funny, right? Because I had the joy to go down because I thought I was going to see, Aaron Rodgers play and catch that L. You know, I'm throwing that in there, and unfortunately he was hurt, but caught that game, and it's lovely, like you say, while I'm in there, and then you can still see in the stadium, and then you still see your fantasy on your phone. And you just like, fucking great day. And I'm not talking about like a onesie Tuesday. I'm talking about beating people by like 50 points.
Hey, it's early, but I get it, man. I get it, man. Hey, but before we get out of here, man, anything else on your chest or what's going on for the weekend?
No, I think those are my biggest things on my chest at the moment. To society, man, technology making people work, and I don't know, man. It's that's about it. I will say though, other than that, let go of the outside world and focus inside my bubble. Life is great. Shit's good. Life is good. We like I said, we in that season, so we got the little one, and we doing family activities. Got her in soccer. You know what the crazy matter of fact? Let's talk about this soccer shit. I will sit there and say, if we got like a little 2 or 3 year old, I will sit there and say, because our thought behind it was, soccer, it'd be gymnastics, soccer. I think that's because it helps with
Yep,
balance, motor skills, right? Just get your fundamentals of getting your feet together underneath you,
exactly.
being able to adjust, get your balance right. You know what I'm saying? But we took this little one to soccer the other day, and she was so like fascinated with the cones. I was like, stop picking up the cones, kick the ball. Kick the ball, pick up the ball, and then drop kick the ball. And I'm like, no, leave the ball on the ground, just kick the ball. So, but the crazy thing is, like, these leagues are making a killing. Like, it's the greatest hustle in the world because you got
Facts.
someone like me who's like, you know what, I want to get, get my little one inside whatever activity is. I don't care if it's chess or whatever it is at such a young age. And then, yeah, that is the time where they're like sponges and they grow and they become, figure out what they like, what they don't like. I get it. But that's the greatest fucking hustle in the world. If you have like one of them little sports leagues and you around your community and you can get some kids to sign up, shit is like I
Yeah.
literally, you pay, what I'm saying, you pay $600-700 to watch someone just pick up cones while playing soccer. Like, what are you doing? And, and
You're
that
right.
and that's what the coach is teaching them. The coach is like, all right, run from this cone to that cone. Obviously, they can't run a straight line. You know what I'm saying? They get distracted halfway through because they see a butterfly or a flower or some shit. But that's another conversation. Like, oh, look at that. You know what I'm saying? But that is a phenomenal hustle. So unfortunately, yes, I have, not unfortunately, it's fortunate that, my little one now is in soccer, just running the field, but it works because, we're going to see what this little one is going to be. I mean, she's already destined for
Uh,
greatness. So
I
that's
like it.
what's up with you?
Oh man, not too much, man. Not too much. We got a European trip coming up next weekend, but I'll talk more about that adventure next week and this low budget, affordable airline that we're flying on. We'll take a deeper dive into that, but this weekend, I think, man, this weekend is pretty chill. Let's take care of some stuff, around the house. Because, like I said, I've been on the move the last, 3 or 4 weeks. So anytime I get to, sit on the couch and look out the window and watch some TV, try to catch some games, I'm definitely doing that. So laid back weekend.
Yeah,
That's about it, man. Maybe get my truck washed. It's dirty already.
yeah,
It's crazy, man. Trying to keep a black truck clean in the desert.
yeah. let me know.
Next to impossible.
It's like trying to keep a car dry in the rain. You know what I'm saying? Keep it dry. Keep it dry.
Exactly, man. I get like a good 3 hours of shininess, and I look up and I'm like, oh man, where this little coat of sand and dust come from? But
Yeah.
man, it is what it is. But hey, once again, shout out to Shisha, to you. Don't forget that you can follow them on IG. You can follow us on Twitter at In the Bowl Pod. We always say we are two highly opinionated individuals, so if we said something that struck a chord with you, definitely hit us up in the comments and let us know your opinion. We love the dialogue, and we love to, hear other people's thoughts and have, constructive, conversation about topics. And last but not least, don't forget to keep those hookahs clean. After every use, let's go ahead and rinse it out. So that way, when it's time to smoke next time, everything is all set up, half the work is done, and you can get the puffing away. So until next time, we appreciate y'all.
Thanks. And if you like what we talked about, click like and subscribe.